Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast YouTube edition. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just stumbled across us on the airwaves, check us out at kfpodcast.com and the KF Podcast on all our other social media. Also, please check us out on SoundCloud, where we have fresh weekly content. This episode this week is called The List.
Yes.
The best action cartoons.
Of all time.
Of all time. So, Brock, why don't you explain how it's going to work?
Okay, we're going to go around the table. Each of us have pre-selected our top 3 favorite action cartoons. That's the only restriction, is it had to be an action cartoon. It could be any time period, any genre, I guess, but just still action-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And we're each going to go around the table. We're going to give our third pick, our second pick, then our first pick. And then we're each going to be a jerk and eliminate one from the list, which will bring our list down to 8 choices. And then once we narrow that down and we get done fighting about that, we'll take a little break. We'll vote on that list. We'll rank them from 1 to 8, and then we'll see which one came out on top, and we'll have our list of top 3 action cartoons.
So the last one we did in this style format, the list, we did movies based off of a comic book.
Yes.
And it came out that Watchmen came out number 1 for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From a series of votes. I think it was like Watchmen, Captain America. There was another one, Avengers maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Should have looked at that before.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll put the image on the screen. It's fine. Whatever it was.
Why would we do research on our own stuff?
Yeah.
So this is our second attempt at this. We had a lot of fun with the list last time.
Yeah, it's good to easy.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Who are we starting with here?
I will go first.
This is like round 1.
Round 1.
These are our third pick. Our third
pick.
favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our third pick. My third pick for favorite action cartoons is Samurai Jack.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
If anybody hasn't seen it, it's a really kind of goofy concept. This ancient demon sends this samurai who kills him into the far future, and he's trying to fight his way back through time.
Okay.
To stop, because this demon won, because I think his name was Aku or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So he sent him all the way into the future, and where he had won because Samurai Jack wasn't around to stop him. So the premise of the show is he's going back in time, trying to get back in time to stop this from happening. So he encounters all kinds of different things, like aliens, like all kinds of different time period kind of villains and stuff. It's pretty well done, and I always enjoyed it. I have the whole series on DVD, so.
Okay. I can honestly say I've never watched it. I've watched it a little bit here and there, but yeah, I never really got into it.
Yeah, me neither. I never watched it either, but I always thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
That's Jendy Tarkovsky.
I believe so.
Did Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's one thing I like about it too, sorry I'm rambling, is that all the episodes are kind of standalone. They don't really because it's all over the place, you don't have to just sit and watch the whole series to follow it. You can just jump in and watch whatever you want.
Cool.
Okay.
Just catch it randomly.
Sweet. All right, Justin, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Ah,
Okay.
interesting.
Any comments about it, or that you're just saying that?
It was just a really well done series. I'm excited for the new ones to come out when they redo it, and I enjoyed it.
All right.
Cool. Don?
Mine is, and I think earlier Ken guessed all mine because that's how easy I am. But mine is Justice League, the animated Justice League series, the original one. Well, even into when it went to Justice League Unlimited, I just felt that the format of that was something I don't think has been done in a while. Where it was, they would do the 2 half-hour episodes and they tied in. They were like a part 1 and a part 2.
It was like a mini movie almost.
It's like a mini movie, and they were all so good. The first season, they are so good. The different interactions they do, when they go in World War II, and the Hawk invasion, the Superman death episode is one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
Oh, yeah.
When he's teleported to the future with Vandal Savage and all that. That's just so
Vandal
great.
Savage was great. In that
Everything about
episode.
that is great. I feel this cartoon just holds up so well, and it's just so good. I wish the movie universe would copy a lot of the shit that they do in this. And it's now the current team in the books. That just shows you how great it was.
Cool. My number 3 is Thundercats, the original 80s series.
Ooh, good show.
Yeah, I liked it. It's probably like, I don't know. I thought the cartoon held up better than He-Man. It's actually has a storyline and a premise. I like the fact that you find those other cats on the other side of the planet.
Some really good 80s animation,
Yeah,
too.
great
Yeah.
animation.
It holds up.
Yeah.
One of the best intros, too.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, and it's not. I don't know. I don't think it's overly cheesy like Masters of the Universe can be. So
No, it wasn't. It was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheesy at all. It was, like, cool.
yeah,
Masters of the Universe was such a toy ad.
It's just toy ad. Yeah.
if you try rewatching it, it's almost unwatchable.
It doesn't hold up.
Where Thundercats wasn't for the toys. Thundercats was because
Yeah.
they didn't make a stupid person every day just to do a new
Yeah.
gimmick
Right,
figure.
right,
They
right.
just never really even expanded it until they found the other 3.
Yeah, the other ones. This
Bengali.
yeah,
And whatever the snow girl cat was and the different people.
Claire, I think her
Chica-
name was, and
Wasn't one like a Puma or something like that?
Yeah.
It was like Pumara was the chick's name. Or
my favorite from the show is the Tuscan Warriors. They were just walruses that
Yeah.
were walked around.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Tuscan Raiders
Yeah.
from Star Wars.
Exactly.
show.
All right.
All right. So there's our first round.
All right. So now back to Brock.
So we have Samurai Jack, Clone Wars, Justice League, and Thundercats.
Yes.
Right now. Okay. I was keeping a master list. Do you have a master
I have
list?
a master list I'll
Okay.
send to everybody.
All right.
All right, my number 2 pick is Batman the Animated Series.
Ah, there it is.
It's a classic. It's very well done. It made Batman cool again after he was not cool for a long time.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it kind of spun off all like the Justice League show and all this other
Superman
stuff.
one. Kevin
Mhm.
Conroy.
Yeah, the voice acting is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The stories were good. They were again like they were kind of just like standalone, like one issue comic series.
Yeah, they didn't really tie into a major overall event, but
Mhm.
it's good. Some really dark episodes too.
Yeah, for a kids show, and then it was on every day, so
Yeah.
it was like there was always a new Batman to watch.
And of course, Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Mhm.
Unbelievable on all levels.
Rejuvenated his whole career.
The voice acting on there is amazing with all the characters.
That's how you got
Really
Harley
is.
Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn debuted in
Yeah.
this, but
The Robin death of his family episode was pretty dark, where his parents get killed, and
Yeah.
then he goes after the guy that did it. He goes after Two-Face. He's gonna kill him. Like, you don't see cartoons like
No.
that anymore.
no,
That was-
it was very good.
Yeah,
Definitely ahead of its time too.
way ahead of his time. And the only reason it Justice League to me beat it out is just because I enjoyed the team.
Yeah.
And it's the same Batman. It's
But
just
yeah,
he's
it's
so
kind of
great.
continuation of the series.
Yeah.
I like how they even brought Batman Beyond into that Justice League and
Yeah.
everything. Like it brought it all full circle.
Yeah.
Cool. Justin.
All right, this one I'm probably going to get made fun of for, but my number 2 is Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, I knew it. I actually like Rebels more than Clone Wars, because Rebels focused more on
Rebels and
some
rebelling.
new Jedi, and I like the Jedi part of Star Wars. I loved Ezra, I loved Kanan, and I was really kind of sad to see that series come to an end. But
Like better
yeah,
than Ezra.
so
Twist of Canaan.
so Star Wars Rebels is my number 2.
There you go.
All right, Donald.
My second, another one that Ken probably already figured out, is G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I called it.
I know that G.I. Joe is like a toy thing too, because they would do all that, but I could watch those over and over even to this point, and it still doesn't like get old to me. Like if it was on TV every day, I would still probably watch it.
I watched it every morning on the USA Express.
It was always good. I felt it's another show that was way ahead of its time too. It was just the animation was always solid and good, and the cast of characters was always good. I mean, a new wave of figures coming out, and they would introduce new people. They were always still cool, but the old ones would still be there too. Cobra was great. Cobra really doesn't fit into today's world altogether with terrorism being a real thing and all that, but in the 80s it was great, and I think the animated movie is one of the best things too. That intro, you don't get a better intro in a cartoon than the intro to that movie. When Cobra attacks the Statue of Liberty, you remember that intro to that cartoon? It's freaking great. Everything about it is great. So I love it.
It was a very good show.
So my number 2 is a little bit out of the box, but I went with Adventure Time.
Is that considered action?
Yeah, there's adventuring.
Okay.
When the time comes, they adventure.
All right. You were a big fan of this show for a while there.
Yeah, I used to.
You and my kids were watching it at the same time.
Yeah, and also to the fact that it kind of went from a goofy one-shot storyline until they got into an actual full-fledged, and the series just ended this month. So they wrapped up all the story. Well, not all the storylines, but they kind of got to a point where they're like, all right, this concludes the storyline. I think they said season 10 is going to be in the Kablam comic book that comes out.
Okay.
So they'll continue some stories there, but they had a really long character progression. There's a lot of things, and it wasn't carried by a toy line. And
Okay.
Cartoon Network's so flighty with stuff sometimes. It could have been canceled a long time ago and not had the time that it's had. You know what I mean? Cartoon Network can cancel a good show at the drop of a hat. So
That's one you got to stick with because the first couple seasons are rough, but
Yeah.
then whenever they start building the universe,
yeah, it's
it
good.
gets pretty good.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I put that on there.
All right.
All right, Brock, you're
Last
top of the
round.
list.
All right, my number 1 is X-Men from 1992. That series.
Oh.
X-Men, the animated series.
Yes.
Solid.
That's a great show.
It's like Jim Lee's artwork animated, and they continued it through the series.
Yeah.
It's very well done. It got actually reignited my love of comics because I kind of drifted away from it for a little bit.
That's when
For a
X-Men
week
Blue
and a
and,
half.
For a
Blue
week
and
and a half.
Gold were big back then. Inspired that show.
Yeah, and the team on that show was great. And they kind of covered, and I don't know how long it ran, but they covered all the big X-Men events within that series.
They really did.
They did a
Every
good
year they
job.
had someone big. They did Magneto, Sentinels, Sinister.
The Shahar, the war that they did with
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they did it comic accurate, so it wasn't bad. It was solid.
Apocalypse was ongoing the whole
Yeah.
series too. He was
Yeah.
always in the background. He had cameo episodes till finally he was a big deal at the
And
end.
that was right while the Age of Apocalypse book was out
Yeah.
and everything. So they really...
They even did the phalanx and all that stuff. Everything was good. The last season of that, the animation was
It
weird.
got really weird. It looked like almost like a knockoff of the DC animation.
Yeah, it was real bright and bubbly
And
and,
it lasted
odd.
6 episodes?
It was only
maybe?
6 episodes. They had that
Yeah.
graduation episode, and it was odd. No, good.
All right, Justin, what you got?
Another Star Wars Ewok.
No,
He's got
No.
He-Man.
All right, go ahead.
this is a good one. Darkwing Duck.
I thought you said this was a good one.
Is Darkwing Duck considered action? No, it's more comedy, isn't it?
They fought Negaduck.
It was superheroes.
All right.
What was the droid duck?
Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo duck.
This is your number 1, not He-Man. You're a He-Man guy.
He totally forgot about it. Look at that look on his face.
The connection's going in and out. It's hard to hear you guys.
Oh, sorry. We said,
yeah,
isn't He-Man
this
your number
is-
1? No.
What?
Wouldn't He-Man be your number 1? You loved He-Man.
That show, like you guys already talked, it doesn't hold up at all today.
Okay.
It's so cheesy,
The Darkwing
and I could sit and watch Darkwing Duck today. This was a great cartoon.
I don't know if I consider it a great cartoon, but that's why we have this show to figure
You
it
go to
out
hell.
and debate.
Poor Justin. His whole list is going to get eliminated.
Done. No, he has Clone Wars on her. That's a good show.
One will stay.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Ken, what's my number 1?
It's Transformers.
There you go. Generation 1. There's not much I can say about it. It's great. Everything about it's great. It still holds up.
It's great.
Episodes are great. First season's fantastic. Second season's fantastic. Third season got a little weird. But what can you say? Transformers, I love it. Next.
All right.
Stricken from the list.
Yeah, he's voting it off. Well, I mean, I'm going with Mask. I thought it was great. It was the best part of Transformers and G.I. Joe in one
It
cartoon.
was the best part.
One might call it a ripoff.
One might.
One might, but it wasn't about that. It was about a humanitarian aid of one rich.
I liked Mass Toyline. I never thought the cartoon had much meat. to it. You know,
I've recently bought a bootleg version of the entire series, and I enjoy it because it's always them going.
did it
somewhere.
hold up? Like when you were watching it, you were like, "Oh, this show."
Well, was it Scott Tracker and T-Bob get annoying, but like Matt's going somewhere on like a diplomacy, mission, and then all of a sudden, Venom's there, and they're trying to resurrect an ancient Inca god, and then they have to like get into a truck that turns into a helicopter and fix it. It's great.
Like I love the show Cops, but like the toy line was great, and the intro was great. I watched an episode of it. I was like, "This is so stupid."
Oh,
like,
Well, that's like the first Ninja Turtle series for me. I can't watch it now.
really?
I bought the whole box set. It came in the party wagon van and everything, and I tried watching it. I'm like, it just doesn't hold up. It's cheesy. The first season was good. The first 6 episodes.
The theme song's great.
The theme song's awesome. The premise is cool, but they don't do anything with anything. It's,
Yeah.
they're never in peril or any
No.
like real danger. It's
Yeah.
just slapstick after the first season.
All right, we ready for? Is this? Will we vote now?
Yeah, we get to knock one off.
Okay. How do we
Starting
say
with
we're
Ken.
starting with Ken? Ken, do you
So
need the
guys
full
need
list?
I'll just look at
All
whatever.
right, I have it right here. So there's the full list on the screen right now of choices. Maybe text it to Justin so he has the full list in front of him.
Do you need the list?
I wrote them down. I'm good.
All right,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with. I'm sorry, Brock, but I'm gonna vote off Samurai Jack.
Okay. Expunged from the list.
Samurai Jack is gone.
All right.
Donald.
My turn. Mm-hmm. I am going to get rid of Adventure Time.
That's fine.
And next we go to Justin. Justin.
Dead air.
Man, this is
Brock,
tough.
you better delete Darkwing Duck so fast.
Yeah, I mean, based on the other ones on the list,
Who you got?
yeah, I'm gonna eliminate my number one
No.
based on the other ones on the
No.
list.
You're really going to eliminate Darkwing Duck after he
Yeah.
was your number one?
Because I know it doesn't have a shot and
Against
so
those
there's
big
other
dogs?
ones on here
There's some
other
big...
other ones on here that I would vote for. So I'm gonna actually sacrifice and knock my own off.
Wow.
It's Valiant.
Wow.
Valiant. Who you got, Brock?
I'm eliminating Star Wars Rebels
Okay.
because Clone Wars is much
Bastard.
better.
Clone Wars is much better.
There
All
goes
right.
Batman the animated series.
You had a chance to get rid of it.
So we have now, you want to read our remaining ones, our top 8 or whatever we have here?
Sure. So we have to vote on.
Do you have them in front of you or you want me to read them?
You can go ahead and read them because mine's not working.
We have Clone Wars, Justice League, Thundercats, Batman the Animated Series, G.I. Joe, X-Men the Animated Series, Transformers, and Mask.
All right.
So are we what do we do now?
We're going to take a little break and we're going to vote on our list and we'll be right back.
All right.
Cool.
We'll be right back after this station identification. And we are back after the math was done.
The painstaking math.
Painstaking math. So, Brock, how'd it go?
All right. We have a tie for number 2 and 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I determined the winner of the two based on how many number 1 votes it got.
Okay.
Okay.
And then whenever that was a tie, I went to number 2 votes.
Okay.
And then that's how I determined.
Well, this
number
math
1 and
is
2.
hard. So we're
All right.
going to start. Coming in at number 3?
Coming in at number 3 is X-Men.
Oh, X-Men
Oh.
animated series. Okay.
And tied with that, but a slight edge based on the tiebreaker, I just came up with it right now, is Transformers at number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
And our number 1 action cartoon, Justice League.
Wow.
Yep.
That's shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we all voted pretty high on that one because out of a total of, how many of us are there?
4.
So out of 32 possible points, it got 24.
Okay.
Wow.
So when we did the movie ones, Watchmen won, which was a Ken pick,
Yeah.
and this was a Dawn pick.
Yeah. All yours made it except for
X-Men.
X-Men.
Except for, X-Men. Yeah.
Do you want to hear the rest of the list?
Yeah.
Coming in at number 8, Mask,
What?
because it sucks. Number 7,
I hate you
Thundercats.
guys. What?
Number 6, G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Number 5 is Star Wars The Clone Wars. And then just missing the top 3 is Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
Does
All right.
anybody have any honorable mentions they'd like to speak of?
I'd say an honorable mention for me, which wouldn't have made it, would have been voted out instantly, and everybody else's for me is Dragon Ball Z. I'm a big fan of that show.
It's not really action; it's just yelling.
It is.
Flashing light.
I'm also a big fan of X-Men Evolution. I thought that was really good too, and I really like Young Justice, of course, which I thought
Young
went really
Justice.
well.
I'm surprised wasn't on anybody's list.
I didn't watch it.
I really
I
like
had-
Batman Beyond as well too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Justin.
I had Young Justice on my honorable mention list.
Probably would have been better than Darkwing Duck.
yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't have eliminated your own pick.
And I also had One Punch Man.
Oh, that
Really?
show.
You watch that? I'm not,
I really enjoyed that, and I'm really excited about season 2.
I've been watching My Hero Acadium or Acadium or whatever the it's called. YouTube.
We'll always one up for it in there. How about you, Brock? Any honorables?
The 2012 Ninja Turtles Nickelodeon series.
We just talked about that on SoundCloud. Yeah, that's a good show.
It was really good. I also liked Wolverine and the X-Men.
That was really good.
That was one season.
Yeah, if it would have kept
Screwed
going.
that up, but yeah, that was really well done too.
That was Nickelodeon as well.
And I think I also had Young Justice on mine too.
One of my favorite, it's really super cheesy and doesn't hold up today, but I was always a big fan of Spider-Man as an Amazing Friends.
That was good.
It had a great intro, but it was so cheesy, some of the stupid stuff that, I mean, you know, the first ever episode, they're fighting a beetle and he steals the power booster, which is just a circle with a button on it that says power booster, and it's supposed to be Stark Tech, and all it does is just boost your power. and
that's
it's
all
like,
it
oh, the
does.
beetle, and you know, every episode's the same thing. It took the three of them. Let's heat it up and then freeze it, and then Spider-Man will punch it, and then, hey, and then it's over, you know.
I'm surprised they didn't put. I always liked the Fox animated Spider-Man too.
Yeah, that was a good
Spider-Man
one, too.
animated series was good too.
Because that was like a romp through the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah.
They kind of had everybody pop in there.
My favorite part of that entire well, two things. One, they simplified the Venom getting Spider-Man getting the symbiote in a great way. They also brought in Man Wolf that way instead of having Wolfman. It was all that way. And also, too, the Punisher and that yelling at his van to shoot guns at him at different marks.
Yeah,
I was like,
battle van, machine gun, and it would come flying at him and
they
everything.
just shoot out the
Get that
top.
weird coat on and all that. I tell you another one that I thought was really good recently. Before Marvel went through all its changes, was Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Earth's Mightiest Heroes was really well done, way better than that horrible Avengers cartoon, the Assemble one, when because they had the X-Men, the Fantastic Four in it, and all they did the Skrull invasion and all that.
You can't even find that on DVD or
No,
anything.
it's like doesn't
Disney
exist
scrubbed it
anywhere.
from
Disney
his-
scrubbed it from reality.
Yeah.
That's a great show. That was really well done.
Snap. Yep, the Infinity Gauntlet, clean it up. I miss the days of bootleg traders at cons that I could be like, oh yeah, I need. And they're like, oh, here you go,
Yeah.
$20. It's like 18 discs.
Pick up a copy of Pride of the X-Men.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
It was done by Hasbro, wasn't it? And it was all the G.I. Joe voice actors. Duke
Australian
was Cyclops.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that was a great 30-minute cartoon. If that
was.
would have turned into a major cartoon,
I thought
because
it
that
was-
Magneto was fantastic.
Yeah, was that the pilot? And then
That was
it
the
just didn't
pilot.
Get picked up,
Yeah.
or did it become the other X-Men series?
No, that was a pilot. And they would put it on right after Spider-Man the Animated Series like multiple times. Because then they made the game based off
Yeah.
the arcade game based off that lineup with Dazzler and Nightcrawler and all that. And something happened and it didn't work out with...
It's because Juggernaut was wearing pants in that episode.
No, he wasn't wearing pants in Spider-Man and the Animated Friends.
okay.
He has no pants on. He has underwear on. He has great lines in it. But that one was fantastic because Magneto was really cool in that. That had some good stuff.
They even had
wa-
Asteroid M.
Yeah, they did. It had Asteroid M. And Wolverine was always Australian in all those early ones.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. As he said, the X-Men don't have room for whiny brats. Like, what's that accent? But there you go. We could ramble on and on about great cartoons.
Yeah, we
Because
could.
we all watched them.
Yep, still do.
All right. Cool.
All right,
Let us know
everybody.
what your favorite shows are.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, subscribe, and invite, and tell us what you think about everything. And
Give us an idea for a list.
yeah, you won't.
You won't, but whatever. Who cares? Go.
And kiss your mother on the mouth for me.
Later.
Good night.